We couldn't have a Women's Health Week without talking about weight loss.
It can be a very sensitive topic, but one that is also very crucial to our health. Kelsey O'Harris joins us today. She is a certified nurse midwife at Sanford Health.
Thank you
Welcome.
for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited to have you here and to share all these, you know, maybe some tips even.
A few, probably. It's a really hard topic to talk about, like you guys have been saying. We feel a lot of pressure. We feel a lot of shame around our weight, so bringing that up in visits is really hard.
Yeah.
In the world of filters and Photoshop and the completely beautiful world of social media when we're talking highlight reels. Let's talk just first. We want to talk, we will get to, you know, your midwife, you know, when you're having a baby, when you're pregnant, post-baby. But let's just talk just in general as to how our bodies change as women. I feel like, you know, from I say every 10 years, but maybe it's even more than that. You know, when you're young, you can eat anything you want.
I was going to say, as a teenager,
Teenager.
you know, it starts even then. I think it just starts with puberty.
Definitely. Is there scientific, you know, data to prove that things do change as you get older, not grow up?
We're all still growing up, right?
Grow up.
Yeah, so definitely. And there are so many more things than just diet and activity that are going to affect our weight loss. We have to think a lot about our mental health and our stress, which increases over time. As we grow up, we take on a lot more responsibilities. And if we are experiencing long-term stress, like the last year and a half or so,
Right.
Our bodies produce a lot of hormones that are going to affect what we want to eat, how we're eating, our hunger levels, all of those things. So we have to take those things into consideration too. Typically, we're not sleeping the best, so that can affect our weight loss journey as well. If we're not getting that, like 7 to 8 hours of sleep is what is recommended for at least reproductive age women. It gets a little bit lower as we get older. To 6.5 hours or so. But if we're not getting enough sleep, our bodies produce hormones that are going to affect our appetites, going to affect our metabolism, and that's going to make it more difficult to lose weight too.
Okay.
How do we know when we need to talk to a doctor or talk to a professional about possibly losing weight?
Yeah, if you're not feeling good, in your body, if you're not able to do the movements, the activities that you want to do during the day, if you're concerned about it. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you feel unhealthy. If you feel like you might have had some time where you've gained a little weight and you just want some tips and tricks to address all of the different things that can affect weight loss, it should be as easy as talking about any other health issue, but I know that it's not, because people feel really vulnerable when they're talking about their weight.
Yeah, that's so very true. So, you know, moving on to, let's just kind of go through ages or so forth, and we talk about pregnancy, and that's kind of a, you know, sometimes when people are feeling frustrated, they have this wonderful happy occasion going on in, you know, their life, but then they're also having that gain or that weight gain that they probably expected but are not feeling good about.
Absolutely. So you're taking on weight in the weight of the baby, in the weight of water, because your body wants to build up your blood volume to get good nutrients, get good oxygen to that baby. The fluid that the baby lives in while the baby's in your belly, the placenta that gives baby all those nutrients and oxygen, all of that is going to increase those numbers on the scale, so women can feel uncomfortable as that weight goes up, but all of that is very normal to take on, and things that you can address postpartum as well.
Right. Can we talk about the fact that every pregnancy is different too? I know I read a lot where they're like, you know, 20 pounds, you should only gain like 20 pounds. Like I gained close to 70 pounds with my first baby, so I actually get very offended when people say you should only gain a certain amount when you're pregnant. You know, everybody's different, right?
Definitely, and there are solid recommendations, and it's all based on your BMI. So we see women with higher BMIs not having to gain as much, because some of the weight gain in pregnancy is to grow fat stores to prepare for breastfeeding afterwards. And if a woman has a higher BMI and already has those fat stores available, we're not seeing her having to gain as much weight. But like you said, every pregnancy is different. We're going to monitor that weight gain closely to make sure that baby's okay and mom's okay too.
Okay, so that's why you make us get on the scale every time we go in for that.
I know. Like that, you know, I dread that every time. I'm like, really?
Just write it down. I'm not going to look.
Fine.
Yep. So let's talk a little bit about post baby then. There are, I think when I nursed, I lost a lot of weight. Some people nurse and they don't lose a lot of weight though.
Yeah, so your body burns about 200 to 500 calories when you're producing breast milk and breastfeeding. But your body also is healing up weeks, months after having your
Right.
baby, whether you have a
so
vaginal
true.
delivery or a C-section. So your caloric intake is different. You're needing more protein to heal, so your body keeps what it needs. And if it's not needing a lot of those nutrients during breastfeeding, then some women lose a little more weight.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk maybe after you're done nursing and just as we grow older, 30, 40, 50, how weight gain and weight loss changes. We'll be right back.